Okay, just check whether my voice is audible and screen is
Yes,
visible.
sir.
Am I
Yes,
audible
sir.
Yes.
clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now you can mute yourself. Yesterday we have started almost Newton's laws we have discussed in depth. So before that, a little back we will go. So this already we have discussed the bodies. Also we have discussed what is body. A little we can say rigid body, elastic body, plastic body. Those who are attending maybe yesterday's, those who have missed for them a little, the object which occupies the space is, we are calling it as a body. Three types of bodies we have seen: rigid, elastic and plastic. One is not mentioned here, still there is one type called as plastic. Rigid, about rigid we have discussed a lot many things. Means it is an ideal or imaginary body in universe, we can say. Such body is not in existence. When we are going to apply force, it will not go for deformation. So really talking, it is not just we are seeing it as a imaginary body or ideal body. Elastic, it will regain its shape. That also we have discussed. Three basic types of rigid motions, this also we have discussed yesterday: translation motion, rotational motion, combination motion. This also we have discussed. Displacement, velocity, acceleration. This terminology is well known to us. Just a quick recap we are taking what we have discussed in last lecture. So displacement, by what letter we are indicating or showing in our physics? Which letter you were using to show displacement or to denote displacement? Which letter you were using?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
correct. That letter you were using. For velocity, we are using V, because hereafter formulas are going to come into picture. So that's why here intentionally I have asked by what letter we are denoting displacement. So let me check. Are you remembering the things from your physics background or not? Okay, that we have discussed. Displacement, the distance moved by body or particle in specific direction. Then velocity, phi, the rate of change of displacement. It is as simple as this. In case of derivation, if you want to talk in terms of derivation, it is ds by dt, change in distance divided by change in time, as simple as this. Acceleration in terms of velocity, dv by dt, rate of change of velocity with respect to time, acceleration. So that things is also knowing. So here one little thing I will ask here: acceleration. Do you know by which letter we are showing acceleration generally?
A.
A.
Small a.
Small a. Small a.
Small a. And G, for what letter we are using G?
Gravity.
Gravity.
Gravity. Gravity.
Gravity. Very good. So that thing also we should know. What is the magnitude of gravity?
9.8 meter
9.8. What is unit?
meter per
Meter per.
Meter per second
Meter per
square.
second square.
Okay, meter per second square. Correct. That term also we have seen here. A little just I will ask in between questions so that you will realize that we are studying some correct. Then distance, it is a simple numerical description of how far the object is located. Distance, I have given example of our college. Our college is suppose located 4 kilometers away from Punjab. Distance, it is the distance between 2 points. It is also defined as the length of specific path. Okay. Then speed, that also we have seen the rate of change of distance with respect to time is called the speed. So even I have asked one question at that time also in last lecture: speed and velocity. So somebody has given correct answer. Velocity is a vector and speed is a scalar quantity, as we know. Momentum. So this term, there are certain terms in our subject which may feel as a little confusing. Momentum. So here you have to remember two basic formulas. So one for force is equal to m into a, mass into acceleration. F is equal to ma. And by what letter are you knowing? By what letter we are denoting momentum in physics?
P. P.
P. What is the formula
P.
for momentum?
P is
P
equal
is
to
equal
M.
to mv.
P is equal to mv, correct. So these two formulas hereafter we have to remember every now and then. So in short, here only I will write. So one is, so I will write in short, F is equal to ma. So these two formulae you have to remember hereafter. And another one is, those who are knowing well and good, momentum we are denoting by P. It is simply product of. So here it is given also, m into v. Am I correct? So these two formulae you have to remember every now and then. You have to remember. I will check. Is it possible? Yes. F is equal to ma, P is equal to mv. These two formulas are most important hereafter. So these two formulas you have to remember every now and then. So I have written here only. Okay. So momentum. So actually there are certain terms I will explain meanwhile. So there maybe one term is there called as couple. One term is there called as moment, not momentum. moment, moment. Then one more term is there called as torque. So are you knowing what is torque? TORQUE. Anybody have heard this term torque?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible for somebody to define what is torque? If not, no, don't take tension. I will define afterwards. Right
Torque is the
now,
product,
product of.
momentum and
Okay, so right now you may not be in a position. I will tell. So let it be
Force and
now. So these terms now you may get confused. So once we will come across that terminology, definitely we are going to come across this terminology: moment, couple, torque, and this one is momentum. So meanwhile, just remember force is equal to ma, P is equal to mu. So here scalar and vector quantity. So as we know, a physical quantity which can be completely described. So two terms are important. One is magnitude, another one is direction. That is important. For scalar quantity, only magnitude is more than sufficient to describe. But for vector quantity, both are required. Okay. Then different force we have, little thing we have discussed regarding force, action of one body on the other body. That even this picture yesterday I have shown, though we feel a particular car is just going on the road, many more forces are going to be come into picture, right? From the if you consider wind resistance. So if you will drive our car in front direction, so there is a definitely there is a resistance from the air. Okay, even weight, even friction of tires, etc. Means what is the conclusion of this picture? So anything in the world, if you consider any object, it deals with its forces. So our subject is deals with forces. Yesterday I have told, without force, our subject will not be into picture. So mechanics deals with the forces. Okay. So different here, different forces, concurrent, non-concurrent, coplanar. In depth we have seen. A simple collinear force is shown in one of the picture. Collinear, along line of action of all forces is unique one or same one. Collinear. Tug of war, in Marathi we are saying as rassi khech. Tug of war, along that rope all forces will go. It is called as. Then this here prerequisites. So yesterday I told what does it mean by prerequisites. Prerequisites is nothing but basics. What basics we require? Yesterday I have told. So these many basics are required. Scalar vector quantities, we are knowing Newton's law of motion. We have seen laws of conservation of momentum. So about momentum we have discussed. Then Newton's law of gravitation. This also you are knowing. Equations of motion, most important thing from this slide. Equations of motion. So there are three equations of motion which we require actually in second section, but right now also. So we have to note down that equations. Okay. So this we have seen. First, Newton's first law of motion. So every body continue in its state of rest or of uniform motion. So yesterday you might have written this. Okay. So I have requested you to write down this statement of this law. Newton's first law of motion. It is, we have discussed many things regarding this. What is the famously known as this first law? Law
Law of inertia.
of inertia. Inertia. That also we have discussed yesterday. What is inertia? How it is? Okay. So I have told one important thing. Inertia, though the name is inertia, it doesn't apply for only stationary bodies or rest. The body is in rest condition or stage. It is applied for the body which is in uniform motion. It is applied. Okay, that we have discussed. First law, some examples here shown. Examples of first law of motion. Here also some examples have shown here. Means an object is at rest, an object acted upon balanced force, etc. Even one ball, football, like this. Then second, the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to applied force. This also we have yesterday written this statement. Second law, Newton's second law of motion. The rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied force, and the change takes place in the direction of force. F is equal to ma. This also we have noted down. So in case, so what the picture is shown here, if the same force is applied to an object with greater mass, the object accelerates at the slower rate because mass adds inertia. So more the mass, more the inertia. It is as simple as this. More mass, more inertia. It is a very simple logic. So same picture is shown here. So if mass is going to be increased, more force will be required to accelerate the particular object or particular mass. Then third law, Newton's third law of motion. This we have seen, to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So many more things we have discussed. Examples we have taken. So very simple statement, to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Then what we have seen here, examples we have seen, action, reaction, object 1, object 2. So whether we have written this yesterday, I think we came up to this, no? Law of conservation of momentum. If you have not written, write down now. Law of conservation of momentum. So as we know, momentum is a product of velocity and what? Mass. So am I audible? I am not getting response.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Whether
Yes, sir.
Okay, screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay. So it may be the afternoon session. That's why you are keeping, I think, cool and calm. So write down law of conservation of momentum. So what is this? This law is also known to you. It is coming under prerequisites or basics. You know this. Total momentum before collision is equal to total momentum after collision. So statement. So here, if we consider two bodies having mass m1 and m2 with velocity, so u, for what purpose you are using the letter u? U and
Initial
v.
velocity.
Initial velocity, correct. And v is we are using for
Final
Final.
velocity.
final velocity. Then, so simple statement you can write here. Law of conservation of momentum. Total momentum before collision is equal to the total momentum after collision. So m1 u1 it should be m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Nothing to more. So in this, as you know, have you written?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here also examples are given. So what total momentum before impact is equal to total momentum after impact. So examples are going to become once we are going to start our actual problems from our syllabus. So here some just you can see here now, not necessary to note down. So what is before, what is after. So if you will calculate, you will find it is same. So simple statement, whatever statement is mentioned here, total momentum before collision is equal to total momentum after collision. It is one more example is given. So most important thing, from our this chapter, equations of motion. So most important title you can write now. What are the equations of motion, and whether you have seen these equations before this, or have you solved some problems, etc. So whether you have seen this equation, suppose equation number 1,
Yes, sir.
have you solved some problems?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no issue. Then you can write now. Most important, equations of motion. First equation of motion, V is equal to U plus AT. So intentionally I have written in between why for this first equation of motion is used. So it all these three equations, it should be on your tip of tongue. First equation of motion, V is equal to U plus AT. So here why for we require to use this first equation of motion. So V is equal to U plus AT in bracket. So that is important. It is not sufficient to know what is the first equation of motion. We should know why for it is used. Then first it is used to calculate velocity at any instant of time. It is used to calculate velocity at any instant of time. Okay. That is V is equal to U plus AT. Now somebody has told what is V. V is the final velocity in meter per second. U is initial velocity in meter per second. A is acceleration, T is time in second. Okay, so I will note down first equation of motion. Then second equation of motion. So what is second equation of motion?
Yes, equal to UG plus 1 half AT square.
Correct. S is equal to UT plus 1 half AT square. So that 1 half, I think here it is mentioned by 0.5. 1 half is nothing but 0.5. It is as simple as this. So you should not get confused. So famously we are saying S is equal to UT plus 1 half AT square. So it is like that only. So here only. So this term, how it is given, it is mentioned as 0.5. No issue. So directly we can write S is equal to UT plus 1 half AT square in bracket. Most important thing, it is used to calculate S for displacement. Already I have asked for by which letter we are denoting displacement. To calculate displacement at definite time. To calculate displacement at definite time or defined time, we can say. So what is this? S is equal to UT plus 1 half AT square. If we know initial velocity and time, we can calculate displacement. And third equation of motion is V square, that is not V2. V square is equal to U square plus 2AS, and it is used to calculate final velocity if we know initial velocity and displacement, because from the formula also, we can see V square is equal to U square plus 2AS to calculate final velocity if we know initial velocity. Have you noted down most important things? Whether all these things you have noted?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then units of physical quantities. So this is as a basic, it is there in our syllabus. Now this whether you have come across this, give next title, units of physical quantities. Units of physical quantities. So what is unit? Unit is a standard of measurement of physical quantity. Unit is a standard of measurement. If we want to measure something, we should have a unit, as we know. Without this, we cannot measure in number. Simple, we can say. We cannot measure in number only. We should, if we want to measure something, we should have one physical quantity. That physical quantity is known as unit. Okay, it is as simple as this. Then types of unit. So first I write down definition. Unit is a standard of measurement of physical quantity. If you want to measure something, any, then it is called as unit. Then types of units. Basic or fundamental units. Basic or fundamental units. Then what is this? So which are the basic or fundamental units? So here you can see length, mass and time. Length, mass and time are fundamental or basic units. LMT, like this you can remember. Capital L, capital M and T are the fundamental basic physical quantities, and units of these are: length is measured in meter, mass in kg, and yes, are called as basic units. This I think it may be over. Then these units do not depend upon any other units. That's why it is called as fundamental or basic. A simple question may arise in your mind: why it is called basic? Because it is independent. It is not depend upon any other quantities. That's why it is called as basic units. Which are they? Meter, kilogram or kg, and seconds. These are the basic units. Then derived unit. So there are mainly two types of units. One is basic or fundamental, another one is derived. So what comes under derived? When units of physical quantities are obtained from basic units. That derived, that word itself it is showing. That word itself it is showing. When units of physical quantities are obtained from basic units, these are called as derived units. So example, velocity, whose unit is meter per second. Again, you can write acceleration, meter per second, likewise. So this concept is coming under our syllabus. It is not. So you can write basic units and derived units. So example is given, something called as velocity, unit is meter per second. Maybe you can write any other. Acceleration. Then SI. SI units are international. It is also called as international system of units. Okay. So basic units are, as we seen. Then there are two methods. One is MKS units and another one is CGS units are used less frequently. Obtained from derived units in terms of basic units. So velocity, acceleration, momentum, force, weight. These are also, we can say, as a derived units in terms of, and these are mentioned in terms of fundamental units. Velocity, if you say example, velocity meter per second, acceleration meter per second square, momentum Newton meter, like correct, force Newton weight, etc. So as a part we should write this. So I will not tell thereafter. As a part we should write this. Then have you written this? You can write in bracket units also. Shall I go next slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Types of force system. Yesterday, types of forces. What is system? So in BME, have you seen or have you gone under the definition of system and surrounding? BME मध्ये सिस्टीमची डेफिनेशन पाहिली का किंवा बघितली का किंवा ऐकली का? Have you heard a definition of system in your basic mechanical engineering or still not? system. So this word in basic mechanical engineering, your basic mechanical engineering subject will start from this system, surrounding and boundary. So have you heard the definition of system in basic mechanical engineering? Yes or no? If no, no
Yes,
problem. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
what is
sir.
system then? So it's good thing. Then what is system?
The part of universe other than the surrounding is called system,
Very good.
which is
Almost
under the thermodynamic condition.
very nice. I will tell in depth. 80% definition is correct. Who has given definition? I am unable to read name.
Swarali Joshi.
Okay, no issue. Nice. 80% definition is correct. So system and surrounding, these two words will come in your further study also, even in our subject also. Here one system word came. So what we have studied force system. As I told, in our subject we are going to study different forces. So force system, whatever system you are going to learn in BME, basic mechanical engineering, it is thermodynamic system. So what is system? I want to tell, it is a part of universe. That definition I will tell, the definition from basic mechanical engineering. What is that definition? The part of universe which is under consideration of thermodynamic study. That part is known as system. Means whatever part we are going to study, that much part which is under consideration, it is known as system. Same is here, same is applicable here. Force system, so whatever forces we are going to take into consideration, so number of forces, so it may be coplanar, it may be non-coplanar, collinear, parallel, whatever, concurrent, non-concurrent, whatever we have discussed, that force system, that number of forces combinedly, it is known as system. Means parallel definition, like your basic mechanical engineering, number of forces which are under our consideration, these are called as force system. It is as simple as this. Okay, whatever forces we are going to learn, it is force system. So for your revision I will tell that definition. One is system, whatever we have studied, the part of universe which is under consideration of thermodynamic study. There you are going to study thermodynamic study, if I am not wrong. That part is known as system. Then the part which is not other than system, it is called as surrounding. And one imaginary boundary, there is one concept called as boundary which separates system and surrounding. It is called as boundary. That three terms very famously it is known in BME, basic mechanical engineering, but here also. So whatever forces we are going to consider, that forces are known as force system. All these forces combinedly it is known as force system. So what is force system? So characteristics of force, so something which will change the state of body, it is called as, which will change its state of body is called as force. So to define or to describe a particular force, these four things are most important. It has four important characteristics which can be listed as below. So if we want to define a particular force, so in our subject, as I told, without force nothing is there. So what we require to describe a particular force, what we require? Magnitude. It can be denoted as, so first thing, magnitude is required. So it doesn't mean that there is one object you have applied the force and it is not mentioned how much force is applied. So without magnitude we cannot describe complete force. Number one, which thing is required? First thing is required to apply magnitude of force. How much force is applied on a particular body? First one, point of application. So this is also important. So you can write this. This is also important. Characteristics of force. Characteristics of force. It has four important characteristics which can be listed as below or follows. First one is magnitude. Once force will come into picture, Keep in mind, once force will come into picture, these four things you should know. Magnitude means how much force is applied. Point of application, where. First one is how much. Second one is where the force is applied, that we have to see. It indicates the point on the body on which the force acts. Then a line of action. So if you will extend the force, that line of action is nothing but if you will extend the force from which line that particular force effect goes, it is nothing but line of action. The arrowhead placed on the line representing the direction. Okay, and last one is direction. So what is that direction? It represents by a coordinate or cardinal system, that we will see how when we have to see forces, positive, negative, etc. The direction is most important because there is one sign conventions when we are going to consider a particular force. So these four things you should note down. It has four important characteristics which can be listed follows. So which are they? One is magnitude, another one is point of application, another one is line of action, and direction. These four things are most important for any case of force. So here, so last 5 minutes, one question I will ask. So acceleration due to gravity. By what letter we are using acceleration due to gravity? We are denoting
Small g.
Small g.
Small g.
small g. Okay.
Small g.
So when we are considering it as a g positive and when we are going to consider it as a negative, can we tell? Can anybody tell? आपण g ची व्हॅल्यू कधी पॉझिटिव्ह घेतो आणि कधी निगेटिव्ह घेतो? Have you taken sometimes positive, sometimes negative, or all the times you have taken positive?
All time positive, sir.
All time positive?
All time positive. All time positive.
9.8 कायम घेतलेली आहे.
9.8. You have not taken sometime negative, sometime positive? You have taken all the time positive?
No.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Ah. Who? Somebody still want to
सर
take?
जेव्हा अर्थ
हा.
सर जेव्हा अर्थ कडे येत असतो तेव्हा पॉझिटिव्ह घेतो आणि जेव्हा अर्थ पासून लांब म्हणजे असं वरती फेकत असतो तेव्हा निगेटिव्ह घेतो.
Who is there?
गौरव बिराज.
Gaurav. So are you whatever Gaurav is saying, somebody is having objection about this? His opinion is if body is coming towards earth, we have to take positive. And if suppose I have thrown one stone from the earth towards sky, I will say towards sky. So then I have to take G as a negative. So is it whether his opinion is correct? We are having 4 minutes in our hand.
Don't know.
Huh? So you have not solved such problems?
No, sir.
No, you have not undergone this. So in physics, so whatever he has given opinion, it is correct. So acceleration due to gravity, if object is coming towards, so we have to see it is maybe fortunately, so whatever problems you have solved, in all cases, it may be the object is going towards earth side. But if I will throw
डाऊनवर्ड असेल तर पॉझिटिव्ह घ्यायची.
हा डाऊनवर्ड असेल तर पॉझिटिव्ह आणि अपवर्ड असेल तर
अपवर्ड असेल तर निगेटिव्ह. हा हे झालं.
that is there. That's why I was asking when to take positive, when to take negative. Same logic is applied here also in case of force, but not it is such like your acceleration due to gravity. So whatever Gaurav has given opinion, it is 100% correct. It is downward, positive, upward, negative. So fortunately, you might have not come across such problems. Such sign convention is there for force also. Force साठी सुद्धा same sign convention आहे, but it is related to quadrant system. I will check. So quadrant system. Are you knowing the quadrants? Different quadrant माहित आहेत का कुठले कुठले आहेत?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Quadrant, it is related to quadrant system. We will study in next lecture. So you remember those who have not knowing when to take acceleration due to gravity positive, when you have to take negative. So I will request you to search on Google. You can see when to use it as a positive, when to use it as a negative. Once again, you search it. Nowadays, you are using mobile. So once again, because similarly, applying similar mind, we have to use for calculate direction of force. This fourth point from the force characteristic is most important. It is direction. It is direction. Same logic we have to apply. So here quadrant system. I will next lecture I will tell how quadrant systems are defined. First, second, third, fourth. You might be knowing these quadrants. In which quadrant we have to take positive. If force is going towards right, we have to take positive. If it is going towards left, we have to take negative. Likewise, if it is going upward, positive, downward, negative. Likewise, I will tell that convention in next lecture. Okay. So meanwhile, last 1 minute, you can write your roll numbers fastly so that I will note down and try to note the things. Okay. So those who were not knowing, so Gaurav has given correct answer. So the remaining student, you can search on Google when to use acceleration due to gravity, positive, when to use negative. So force. Yes, Raj, do you want to say something? Yes, Raj, 56. Roll number 56. You have raised a hand.
सर
हा,
नोट्स मध्ये काय लिहायचं अजून एकदा सांगा की सर.
काय करायचं?
नोट्स मध्ये नोटबुक मध्ये काय लिहायचं अजून एकदा सांगा ना सर.
So characteristics of force. Suppose this you are observing. ही स्लाइड दिसते तुम्हाला. याच्यामध्ये तो टायटल लिहायचं characteristic of force. In short, you can write first one is magnitude, second one is point of application, third one is line of action, fourth one is direction.
काय काय लिहायचं ते सर असं स्टडी मटेरियल मध्ये टाकता का?
ठीक आहे, ओके. But
हा सर.
okay. So meanwhile, at least pointers you can write. At least I am saying. Once you will be in class now, I will check the notebooks, how you are prepared, what you are writing, problems, etc. So आपले क्लास चालू होऊ द्या. आपण मी नोटबुक मध्ये सांगतो कसं लिहायचं काय. तर मी